Hey, how you doing? Today we decided to build the $30 gaming PC. We built a $10 one, we built a $20 one, and now we have to try our luck once again. This build was made entirely out of eBay parts, meaning that you can recreate this build yourself or one like it. If you'd like help doing so, join the Discord down below. Anyways, I had a really fun time making this, recording this, and getting everything set up, and I hope you guys all enjoyed as well. Without further ado, let's start the video. To start us off, let's look at the specs. This computer had an i5-4400, an Asus OEM motherboard, a GTX 660, and 8GB of DDR3 RAM, all totaling for $30. First, we started with Fortnite. In 1080p in the performance mode, we had minimums of 97, maximums of 112, and an average of 102 FPS. Now, it may look choppy at times, but please do not let that fool you. That was just the capturing software. This ran so smoothly, and it was really just an amazing experience all around. As you guys know, I'm not some gamer. I'm not a pro. And so it's not going to be the most intelligent gameplay you've ever witnessed. But it worked, and that's really all that matters. And with $30, you can't complain really that much. Funnily enough, this actually outperformed the $50 computer due to the fact that it had upgradability and just everything about it was nice. The GTX 660 is a really powerful card, and it seems to be overlooked nowadays due to its age. Though it was released in 2012, I'd say this game shows that it really is not that far off from modern day standards. I mean, 102 FPS, really? For a card of this age, that's spectacular. And that's something you just don't see nowadays. Cards don't hold up that well. But this held up perfectly. Let's go to the next game. The popular esports title Rocket League was released in 2015, though it's still updated regularly nowadays. In this game, we were able to achieve 1080p high settings, with minimums of 89, maximums of 170, and an average of 116 frames per second. With a game like this, there's a lot of physics engines running at once, seeing, well, just everything. So many moving parts in one game is going to cause frames to drop, but for us, this was not the case. Now, while the players themselves may look like potatoes and play like potatoes, the game itself ran very smoothly, and there were no issues. Seeing that, especially in a game that is regularly updated, is a really good thing. And so, if you want to play Rocket League on a $30 computer, you can do that, and you can do it well. Next title. Overwatch 2 really did shock me. At 1080p medium, we are able to have a minimum of 56, a maximum of 105, and an average of 80. Now, keep in mind, Overwatch 2 came out in 2022. And for a card from 2012 to be running such a modern title, like I said earlier, it is nothing short of spectacular. This game is known for having many issues, but we didn't have many of those. Now, there was the occasional frame drop, seen by our minimums of 56, but it was a relatively smooth experience, and if you want to get away with it, it was competitive. I hopped into a couple of comp matches and I saw no issues whatsoever. I was able to get masters even. And so if you want to play Overwatch, you can do that as well. Really, any AAA esports title you'll be able to get away with on this PC. I mean, look, seriously, like this is crazy. Anyway, that's Overwatch 2, and that's the experience that you're gonna get. It really is impressive. Next title. Apex Legends. One to love, one to hate, but regardless, pretty good performance. Now, with a minimum of 32, a maximum of 84, and an average of 80, the frame rate was actually fairly smooth. Our frame times themselves were pretty on point, and while some may argue that 50 FPS aren't enough, they'd really be wrong. This was a very smooth experience, and it was very easy to really just enjoy. Now, this match itself did have a higher frame rate than the initial match that I tested because I tested in the main map. This is just a smaller game mode, meaning that our frames were a lot better. In a game like Apex, with so many different game modes, so many different maps, really your frames are going to fluctuate regardless of your system, your price, anything. But for us, this was kind of what happened, and in the main major map, we were able to see 50 FPS. Now, if you were to recreate this, I will note that you have to go into the game files and you have to lower some settings down on your own. and a lot of people just link things to that, and it makes it a lot better on your frames. For some reason, Apex likes to bloat their game and make it a lot harder for lower-end systems to play. But, in all honesty, you can get away with it very easily. You just have to know what you're doing. The second to last title we ran was Valorant. On 1080p competitive settings, we had minimums of 137, a maximum of 269, an average of 192. With a game like Valorant, frames are crucial. As they say, frames win games. And with this, you can get away with having a 144 or even 165 Hz monitor. Be it, you're on a $30 computer, so it's probably not in the budget, but one can dream. Now, with Valorant, you will see the smokes and whatnot. They will actually be the things that cause our dips, or there's small animations in there whenever you're transporting, like I am with my character. But if you're playing someone who is, let's say, not so agile and they don't move as much, you're probably not going to see those frame drops that I do. Then again, it's not much of frame drops, seeing that we are at an average of 192. At the end of the day, it's what you make out of it, and I think that this match in this game really just runs perfectly. I'm on a 60 Hz monitor, so I see no issue with it, though for y'all, if y'all are on a higher Hz monitor, I would honestly first just suggest upgrading your PC, but you could still honestly have a very fun time with it, like I did. See, 1 and 2. Good game, and I really enjoyed it. Let's go on to the next match. The final title we ran today was Rust. At 1080p low, we were able to reach minimums of 7, maximums of 7D, and an average of 65. Those minimums happen when loading in big chunks or parts of the map or loading into the game initially. In gameplay, things were very smooth and very much so adequate. In a game like Rust, your frames really depend on the server that you're in. If you're on a server that has more than 600 people, your frames will be low regardless. You have the highest end stuff and it'll still be low. Though for us, we were on a 300 pop server, and with all that server load, we were still able to achieve 65 frames per second. Once again, a testament to the power of the $30 computer. Trust me folks, don't sleep on this one, because it really is a good PC. Heck, if you have the opportunity, build and buy something like this. It really is a good PC. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any questions about PC builds, or even comments on future PC builds. Anyways, thank you for watching, and good night.
The only thing that fell is this little box. What's inside? What? It's a box of videos.